Hey heroes, Jesse here. You are now watching Messed Up Mondays, where I inform you what is messed up in the comic book industry and the comic books themselves. Now, for a little update, we're going to tell you some news from New York Comic Con that I forgot to tell you last week, and that is some stuff about Stephanie Brown, Cassandra Cain, and Ted Kord, which is something we have talked about in earlier episodes. And that is for someone asked, where is Stephanie Brown and Cassandra Cain? Answer was, keep reading. So there's a chance they might eventually show up at some point, which is good news. We could be optimistic for that. For Ted Kord, someone asked, will we ever see Ted Kord? And the answer was, never say never. So there's a chance we could get him back as well. Even though I don't think it was much of a problem, it was more like, did he exist or not? And we don't have to see him just as long as he existed, which is okay. Now, a little update on last week's video where I talked about Spider-Man. There were a few people that commented about their guesses for Spider-Man. Some say that it would be Miguel O'Hara, who is Spider-Man from the year 2099, and some other stuff is just, I don't know what could be the real answer, honestly. But I am now starting to believe that because the last title, or the last story, is called Dying Wish, and it has to do with Dr. Octopus knowing that Spider-Man is Peter Parker, that he might switch bodies with him, and that would be his dying wish. It's to change places with Spider-Man so that Spider-Man can die and he can live on as Spider-Man, and that could be the explanation. Now, I also would like to tell you that this particular show, Messed Up Mondays, not IAB Productions or this channel, this actual show has reached, as of Friday morning, a total of a cumulative of 5,000 views. 5,000 cumulative views amongst all 10 episodes by that point, that we reached that milestone, which, in all fairness, I feel is a great milestone, and we will keep updating that on our new Facebook page just for Messed Up Mondays, which is in the description. Please, if you support this show, if you like this show, if you're one of those people that'll leave comments or click like on this video or hit the subscribe button, please go and click like on that page. Now, I need to bring up some new news that came over the week, and that would be the new cancellations at DC for the fourth wave. Now, in January, the 4 titles are going to have their final issues, but one of the new ones is already going to start in January at the same time. So we're going to have 53 titles in January, and then it's going to go back to 52 in February. But the 4 cancellations are Blue Beetle, Grifter, Frankenstein Agent of S.H.A.D.E, and Legion Lost. I'm kind of disappointed because I actually like Grifter and Frankenstein. I have yet to even get to Blue Beetle. And Legion Lost I did like, but I knew at some point it was going to end because the title is basically about a short period of time anyways, because you can't make that premise permanent. So eventually the Legion that were stuck in the present time would go back to the future and just stay there. So we had assumed this would come up eventually, and it did. At least that's what I hope that they're going to do for their title, or their finale. Now, they have 4 new titles going to come. 3 of only we know. 2 of them we only know the title. I mean, we do know the titles. The other one we don't. There's a new comic coming out on Threshold that will come out in January. It is a like Space Heroes type comic that has nothing to do with Green Lanterns, except for I think one of them is there. It's basically like DC's answer to Guardians of the Galaxy, which, as far as I'm concerned, is the stupidest idea ever. It does not interest me whatsoever, even though Blue Beetle is supposed to pop into it, as well as new Green Lantern New Guardians is supposed to feed into this new thing, and I don't think it's going to be a smart idea at all. It's just a rip-off of Guardians of the Galaxy, in my opinion. Now, the other two titles that we know of are Justice League of America, which I had talked about in the 4th episode, is going to be coming out with an all-new team led by Steve Trevor, and that will be written by Jeff Johns and art by David Finch. Now, then we're getting an untitled Superman title. We don't know the title of it. We just know that it is a Superman comic, and it is written by Scott Snyder and art by Jim Lee. So that'll be awesome. And I don't know exactly the premise is, but we do know that Superman's going to be wearing the black and silver costume in this one, and that it's going to be a lot crazier and more epic and more amazing than the other titles. Not to say that Scott Lobdell's plans in Superman won't be as good. I'm actually hoping it will be good. And then the 4th title is still unknown. We do not know what it is, and hopefully we'll find out in the coming weeks or months, since it won't come out until February. Now to finally catch up on the topics I was trying to talk about before, and that is Marvel Now. I'm confused from reading the ending of Avengers vs. X-Men and the beginning of Uncanny Avengers and the first 2 issues of AVX Consequences as to how what we had leads into what's going to be Marvel Now. There really isn't a direct connection that I can see anyways, that makes them change into what we're going to get. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be every first issue of the Marvel Now is going to explain how these things happen. Maybe the next 3 issues of AVX Consequences explain it. It doesn't look like it's leading there. But I don't know how it's going to turn into, all these new titles like Bruce Banner becoming the indestructible Hulk, which is really weird. And Iron Man changing his color to black and gold, and X-Men blah blah blah, we don't know. But one thing that is really big and is the new comic All New X-Men that will be coming out, where the original 5 members of the X-Men back in the day from X-Men First Class kind of comic, the old school Cyclops, Jean Grey, Beast, Iceman, and Angel are going to be transported somehow to the present to meet the rest of the Marvel Universe that we know today. And they are going to be freaking terrified. I would if I was them. And there is nothing that I can tell that would lead to that happening. I can't figure it out. I can't fathom it. They're not showing anything that will lead up to it, which doesn't make any sense, because the Marvel Now initiative that's going on is supposed to be, at least that's what they told us, that it's supposed to be a direct reaction or direct outcome of Avengers vs. X-Men, sort of like the New 52 being a direct response to Flashpoint, or whatever you want to call it. So please, Marvel, explain it to us, how this connects, how this becomes it. And what I have to say about the All New X-Men thing is that I know it can't be permanent, obviously. The comic is going to have to end eventually. And now, there are only 2 theories that I can think of that will make the world not explode when they go back. Is either they erase their memories and they just live on the rest of their lives completely. Actually, make that 3 options, because I just thought of another one. They come back and they're completely ignorant of what happens in the future, and just let the timeline come as it went again, so that our history doesn't change. The other one is that it starts a new timeline or a new universe, like time travel always does with the X-Men, where it creates a completely other universe that later we are going to clash with 616 versus this other one, which I'm going to start calling 617 for now. And 616 and 617 are going to eventually meet, and it's going to be like, holy crap, what did we do to these people that made them this way? And then they're going to come and they're going to go against us or whatever, and it's going to be some big two different universe clash like we had with like Age of X, Age of Apocalypse, Onslaught, all that stuff that we've had in the past. And that's what we're going to see. And and then the third option is that whatever that happens is going to be like the next event type of thing where everything in Marvel is going to change drastically. Kind of like the New 52. But they're just pushing it off to later and giving us a legitimate reason why. We don't know. There's a chance that it could happen. There's also a chance that it could not happen. And it's up to them to determine or whatever. We don't know what's in their plan. I just hope that it'll be interesting and, to lack of better word, epic. So that's my show this week. If you'd like to leave a comment in response to anything I have said, please do. If you want to leave a suggestion for something else I can talk about, something you think is messed up, because on this show we consider your opinions all the time. We appreciate it. So please, if you have a suggestion, leave one in the comments. If you like this video, click like. If you really like it, click the favorite button. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you all. Wait. Don't forget, we have other links in the description. The other IAB channel, if you want to subscribe to them, or, well, they're still me, but you can subscribe to that channel. Or also, you can please like our Facebook, and you can follow me on Twitter, subscribe to IAB on Tumblr, all that stuff. And yeah, all the links in the description, please check them out. And I will see you guys next week. Later.